Welcome back as we continue our travels through photo history. When we left off in the last lesson, photography was evolving. It was now possible to create a lasting photograph. But there was still the issue that every time a photograph was created, you had only one original, no copies to share with your family or friends. But all that is about to change, starting with an inventor named William Henry Fox Talbot. At around the same time Louis Daguerre was inventing the daguerreotype process, an Englishman named William Henry Fox Talbot was working on his own experiments to create photographs. Talbot created a camera-less photographic process that he called photogenic drawings. Later, they were called sunprints or calotypes. He created images from plants and other objects that he placed directly on a sheet of paper that was coated with light-sensitive chemicals. Light-sensitive, meaning if light hits the coated paper, a change would take place, and the change was that it created an image from the plant onto the paper. Henry Fox Talbot also became famous for creating paper negatives. Once you create a negative, you can now use it over and over to make a photographic print. This solved the problem of just one picture from each photograph. A photographer would shine light through the negative onto a chemically coated paper, and it produced a positive, or what we call a print. This process of using negatives to make a print is still used today by photographers who shoot with film. Now most of us use digital cameras to create photographs. Some of you may not even have heard of film or a negative, but I bet many of your parents and grandparents remember it. Why don't you ask them if they use film in their cameras and see what they remember about the process? Maybe they even have some old film canisters or negatives around to show you. These early exposures were still slow. They would take a few minutes in photographic time. That's slow. Basically, if you wanted to take a picture of someone, they would have to stay perfectly still for a few minutes without even blinking. Not so easy. Think of all the things that you like to photograph. Fast cars, trains, maybe a soccer or baseball game, or even your pet. In the early days of photography, none of these could be photographed unless they were perfectly still. But as always, technology progressed. These early photographic processes were just the start of many. Inventors were always trying to find a way to make a photograph less expensive so more people could have them, and find a way to create shorter exposure times so they didn't have to worry about blurring in their images. Eventually, others started inventing new processes for creating photographs. Everything changed again when George Eastman invented film with a flexible base. It's similar to plastic. And soon, handheld cameras were mass-produced, which lowered the cost and simplified the process so many families were able to purchase one. I thought we would end this lesson with a fun fact on photography. Just like we think it's fun to view images in 3D, so did many people 150 years ago. They used a stereoscope. Remind you of anything? Well, we're almost up to the present time. Just click on the next lesson and we'll approach the home stretch of photo history.